Hello, folks. I am back with a firearms review, and as you can tell by the box, it is going to be on a Dan Wesson. That's, and it is a Dan Wesson Valor Commander. Let me get it out the box here. Here's the firearm, and here are the two magazines that come with it. Get this box out of the way real quick. All right, this is the Valor Commander. I really like this firearm, and I was greatly impressed with this firearm. Let's start with some specs. Of course, you know it's going to be a 45 ACP, and I'm just going to do a quick safety check. I forgot to do that, just so people won't get upset. Okay, like I said, it's in 45 ACP. Its frame is forged stainless steel, and the overall length is going to be 8 inches. Overall length. The barrel length is 4.25 inches, which is pretty much standard on most commander size firearms in 1911. The height is 5.5 inches. The width is going to be 1.45 inches, and the weight is going to be 38.8 ounces, and it's a really nice firearm. It's not aluminum frame, so this will also help with the recoil due to its weight. Let's go through some of these things here. The G10 grips are really outstanding on this. They're not too thick and they're not too thin, so it's really good. You have that checkering. I believe, I don't know how many lines per inch, but it's really nice checkering. You can get a really good purchase. Don't have to worry about any slippage. And that checkering is also in the back here as well. Some 1911s will skimp on that. They'll put the front checkering and then they'll have just the straight lines instead of checkering here. Nice beaver tail safety with a memory pad. Is not as pronounced as some other firearms with memory bumps, but this one is just right. It's just right. It doesn't really over protrude. Skeletonized hammer. Also, if you notice here, the sights. What I like are the sights. The sights are very unique. I've shot firearms like this before with this particular sight, dot over dot, or figure eight, as some people may call it. But this is the first time I ever owned a firearm that has that dot over dot, and I'm trying to focus in. Camera's giving me a little bit of a hard time, but I guess you get the idea. So you have this here in blackened out, and you have the dot right here in the back right here. Now these are both night sights on the front and rear, and I was pretty much amazed. I took this to the range and it was glowing in my bag when I was opening it at the range. Nice tight bushing in the front here. Let me just show you some other things. I didn't take this down yet, but it was because I just got back from the range. Now, if you look right here, some of the 1911s are now coming with these slight little humps here around the bushing area here, so it will provide perfect lockup. So I don't know if you can see that little line right here, because if you run your finger across, you'll feel like there's a lump or extra size to the barrel. So it's you really would have to feel it. Certain firearms is a little more pronounced than others. The trigger, I'm used to triggers being a little bit shorter, a little bit, let's say, towards a little bit near the rear, but this is a perfect size trigger for my fingers, since my fingers seem to be a little funny. So it's really great to shoot, very accurate. I did mention about the sights, and the sight acquisition. I will say is very good. At certain distances, I can really do a good job. Matter of fact, this firearm makes me look good, but actually, like one guy said, a 1911 will make a liar out of you. It make you think that you are a better shooter than what you are. And that I believe was said by Chris from Regular Guy Training. If you ever saw his channel, but yeah, I really like this firearm. Comes with two 8-round magazines, and what I have to say about these magazines, they worked flawless. There were no problems. I did bring Wilson Combat magazines just to make sure that they fed properly. I was expecting, usually with factory magazines, sometimes there are malfunctions, so I bought those just in case. I didn't have to worry about it. These magazines work flawless. Now on my Dan Wesson Guardian, I don't use the factory mag because it doesn't work well. So I'm gonna try this in the Guardian and see how this will work. This by far is now on the list to be my favorite 1911. Uh, I've have other 1911s, but this just shot extremely well. And I'm hoping to get some shooting footage of this at another time. Let me just show you the target so you'll see what I'm talking about as far as its accuracy. All shots were taken anywhere between 7 and 10 yards. And this is what it did. This is my first shots were here to make. I'm trying to figure out the sight picture because I never had that type of sight picture before, but it went straight here and I'm working my way. This whole thing here, wrist problem, keep pulling over to that side, and this is the shots that I got over here. Let's go with the headshots. Like I said, I was playing around with the distance between 7 and 10 yards. I got these shots. I was trying to figure out, do I use the sights in a 6 o'clock hold, or do I come up over the target? So that's what I was trying to figure out. I think I'm good with a 6 o'clock hold at certain distances. And I just got to figure, I believe it's a 6 o'clock hold or slightly at 10 yards. It varied a little bit, but that's probably me. It's something I got to work out. And as you see, this 1911 is really outstanding. It's one of the best shooting 1911s I've owned. And it's a shame that this one is going to be discontinued. It's on the discontinued list. If you go on to CZ USA and go into Dan Wesson link on there, and you'll see that they have a section of discontinued firearms. And I'm looking at some of the discontinued firearms. I'm like, they shouldn't have discontinued those. But I guess they have so much of a product line, they have to cut back on certain things. Again, about these sights, a lot of 1911s do come with what they call the Novak style sights. So here you see this is good for if you want to use it on a belt or a boot or whatever the case may be. And this is what people want. They want these type of combat sights. Now, I did a video previously about the glamour guns and so forth. This is a fighting gun. It's a real fighting gun. It may look good or whatnot, but this is really a fighting gun, and it's made to those specifications to be a fighting gun. One of the other things is this is also right up there with what I would say Wilson Combat or going towards Nighthawk, and it meets that medium between your, I don't want to say lower end, but your end that's anywhere between like maybe a 7 and 900 versus where the other firearms they're anywhere from $15 to $2,000 and up in some cases. But this is that medium line, and I'm pretty sure you're going to find good deals if you look on either Gunbroker or go somewhere else, that you'll find a decent price for this, like I said, because this is a discontinued item. All right, that's all I have to say about this fire. I'm really enjoying this. This is going to probably be my favorite of all my 1911s. So that's pretty much what I have. So happy shooting, stay safe, #2A.